Many CPGs have already added sugars to their nutrition label. Now comes a new wrinkle. You might recall that it was Michelle Obama who started the work on a new nutritional facts panel, and in January of 2020, after many delays, the 2016 legislation will finally become law, and food companies will be required to include added sugars on their packages. For consumers, it's a big win, as we try to limit the added sugars that are part of our diet. And many brands saw the opportunity to align with what consumers wanted and already started listing these over the past couple years. 1 out of every 3 Americans have higher blood sugar levels than normal. That, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now, according to the Food and Drug Administration, an added sugar includes any sugars, syrups, and fruit juices that are added to processed foods. Here comes the wrinkle, and it's a new one. In mid-April, the FDA drafted a proposal to allow producers to use a little-known sweetener called allulose without counting it as an added sugar. Allulose is a naturally occurring sugar that can be derived from dried figs, raisins, and wheat, or manufactured artificially, FDA said in its draft guidance. It also contains significantly fewer calories per gram compared to table sugar. So FDA is now deciding to rank sugars, good and bad sugars. Why? Well, it goes back to 2015, when Ms. Obama was first pushing for reform when the UK's Tate & Lyle, the company, the largest sugar company in the world, and the company behind Splenda and other food additives, submitted a citizen's petition to the FDA, asking that the agency exempt allulose from the added sugar labeling requirement. According to the New Food Economy, Tate & Lyle's own research, which was conducted on just 8 to 12 adults, while on the ingredient, tastes sweet on the tongue. It doesn't get metabolized by the digestive system and is flushed out in urine. The petition said that counting allulose as an added sugar would lead to confusion, especially those with diabetes and consumers who may be otherwise monitoring their blood glucose levels. The biggest experiment run by Tate & Lyle, again as reported by the New Food Economy, was an online consumer perception survey of 4,000 Americans. It found that 30 to 40% of respondents believed that allulose-flavored beverages, even though they probably had no idea what allulose was, had high calorie counts and that they raised blood sugar levels, neither of which is actually the case. For the company, the solution to this confusion was to exempt allulose from added sugar labels together. FDA obviously agrees. Jessica Fu, the author of the column in the New Food Economy, writes that although the allulose exemption is the first carve-out of the added sugar labeling requirement, it's likely not to be the last. FDA is also considering a revision to the way products like maple syrup are required to declare added sugar when they are in fact all sugar in and of themselves. Okay, let the games begin, and once again, shoppers and the truth are the losers.